In the beginning of its birth, a call went out for the Atari 2600 to have an interactive racing game. And the game that was created for it was called Indy 500. And we're going to take a look at that game today. Stay tuned. In 1977, the then CEO of Atari, Norman Bushnell, asked Atari video game programmers Carter Rudnitsky and Ed Riddle to create the first interactive racing game for the Atari 2600. With both of their programming skills, they created Indy 500 later that year. Let's take a look at the promotional commercial that came out in 1977 for Indy 500.
Atari's new video game is more fun to play. Atari's new Indy 500 is more fun because it's so action-packed.
Let's take a look at the official Atari game catalog in 1978 that talked about the Indy 500. Let's take a look at that catalog now. Okay, game catalog does state, do you have the touch to be an Indy driver? Indy 500 game program, 14 1 and 2 racing games, and variation steer your car around, running many tracks, racing around hairpin turns to get to the finish line before your opponent. Steering controllers come packaged with each Indy 500 game program. Racing cars, game variations 1 through 4, choose your track, then screen across the starting line, fighting for position in the high-speed turns. Crash and score. Game variations 5 to 8. Score by crashing into a target, moving target. Fight to get to the target before your opponent. Doing hard while accelerating and decelerating. Target, or tag. Game variations 9 through 10. Says your opponent's braking car. Toss once you tag him, you'll target the player with the most amount of time as the target wins. Ice racing. Game variations 11 through 14. Now there's ice on a track. Fight for traction around corners. Try not to smash into the walls of your opponent. Overall, this does show promise, and it's also be an interesting racing game. Now let's take a look at how Atari promoted the game with the cartridge box that came in. We're going to be starting with the front of the box and the back of the box. Let's take a look at this. Okay, let's take a look at the game box. Front of the game box, we have a picture of race car driving. There's about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 different cars. And upper right hand corner, I see one person hands up wearing a trophy. Above that social trophy, there's a sun. To the left of that is a race car man driver with his helmet up. To the left of that, there's people holding up with their hands out. It says plus 41. Then it says 2 can't know what that is. Up above it says -8, then 8, then it says, excuse me, spoiling. Up above the -8 is 24. There's above that looks like a official, I guess, mechanic for a car. Right up his hands, it says 8 laps. Up above that it shows race car, but it actually has the Atari logo, number 21. And to the right of that, it shows looks like a speed thing. It shows the numbers starting with 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 28. To the left of that, I see 28, 27, 29, 25, 3. And up above that, it says 14 games, race car, crashing, score, tag, ice, race. So it does look like a really cool game on the outside cover of it. And now let's take a look at the back of the box. Okay, now on the back of the box, we have Indy 500, game program underneath that, 1 through 4 race cars, 5 through 8 crash and score, 9 through 10 tag, 11 through 14 ice race. There's a picture of their driving controller. You use your driving controller to play all the racing games. This basically is a paddle control that's been converted to have the ability to turn like it would be turning the wheel in the car, and there's a brake button to the left of that. So that's the back of the game box, and now let's take a look at the game itself. As I have a car going around in circles, look at how realistic it is with the car. With the wheels, when you turn the car left and right, how the car turns, and you can see outlines of the wheels. You can see how they turn, you can see how the car turns when you're moving it around. All this back in 1977. Look how much fun the game snack is on Indy 500. The fun factor is really neat on this one. Listen to the realistic sound effects on this game of a car as it turns or runs into other cars or barriers. This is really realistic for a time. Just watch how realistic it is moving a car on ice in this game. Now my hats go off to video game programmers Carla Berlinski and Ed Will You both were able to create a realistic racing video game for the Atari 2600 back in 1977. You both are good programmers, and I hope wherever you are now that each of you are living a good life, and I thank you for making this game.